Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. So I don't even know where to start off this fucking video because literally so much. This has been the craziest day of any fucking day of Worlds that I've covered so far. I don't even think last year was the second day was as crazy as this because like last year, from what I remember, that was my first time watching Worlds from the beginning to end, and I covered it on YouTube and I got thousands of views, but literally I don't even remember it being this action packed as this year, or as action packed as this year, because literally there's like fucking 8 teams, like at least 8 teams I believe, that are playing today. And at first I thought it was just gonna be the TSW versus the fucking Brazilian team today, North America Brazilian team. I keep forgetting their name, but I thought it was just gonna be them because you know how like yesterday it was like T1 versus anyone's not anyone's legend. What the fuck? Invictus Gaming, and it was like a best of 5. I thought it was gonna be like that today, just with these 2 teams. And by the way, I made a video yesterday sharing my thoughts and opinions on Team 1's win over Invictus Gaming. And I mentioned this one guy who I was excited to see, who's like a year younger than Kyria. And I'm excited to see his interaction with Kyria. I just forgot his name, but he's actually playing like today. And his name is actually Eddie. So the person that I was talking about yesterday, if you kept up with my YouTube channel and my fucking League of Legends content, you'll see where I'm coming from. So please go ahead and watch that if you want to see more of me. But literally, the guy's name is Eddie, and I'm not sure which role he plays for TSW. I don't even know if that's their name, TWS or TSW. I think it's TSW. They're from the LPL region, so it's kind of like how North America, it's like LTA North, and then like they have the Brazilian brackets, which qualifies as North America as well. That's basically the same thing as LPL. I think it's called LCP, so it's like the second region of China, which they're is a part of China as well. So they're a part of the LPL as well, just like fucking the Brazilian team is a part of the LTA. So yeah, I just like, it's so confusing me, but whatever. Like I said, this is like my second time covering World, so I'm not really sure how the format works and all these linguals and languages, but don't be a Karen and judge me. But literally, like, I will talk about the match between them today, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, am I gonna make one long ass fucking video and just like basically just like talk about all the fucking battles all in one video, or am I gonna make separate videos? Because I feel like I have to make it like all in one big video, because I feel like that's just better than making it separate. So I'm gonna start off with this video now, which is the LC. I fucking forgot the fucking TSW. So I'm not gonna make it too long, because if I like summarize every single fucking thing, then this video is gonna be like fucking 20 hours long, and I can do that. It's just I don't want to, because I know you guys wouldn't want to watch a 20-hour video. But literally, like, I really don't think that last year of Worlds like was fucking had any days where it was like 8 teams best of 1 competing with each other. I don't think a day like this has happened in Worlds last year. Like, this is fucking crazy. Like, this beats any other day. This beats the fucking finale of Worlds last year. Well, no, because T1 won, and I was rooting for T1 all along. But this comes fucking close. Like, I cannot believe how action-packed it is, because there's... And I saw on, like, the League of Legends, like, game page, like, when you load up the screen of the game of League of Legends, it shows, like, the whole, like, battles, like, the dates and battles and shit like that. And I knew that it's October 15th today. I knew that, there was going to be a battle today, but I didn't think it would be like fucking 8 teams. And oh my god, like, I'm just grateful because like I did take a nap, so because I thought that like it was just going to be a best of 5 between TSW and the Brazilian team. But like, no, it's fucking like so many others. Like, oh my god, like, you know what I mean? So I took a nap because I wasn't prepared that it was gonna be like a fucking 15-hour, fucking 20-hour stream of, and I'm not complaining. It's just, I just got things confused. But anyways, and by the way, I woke up from a really fucking bad dream. It was horrible. It was probably one of the worst dreams I've ever had. But you know what? When I woke up and I realized it was a dream, I was like, okay, thank God. It was so weird. It was like this dream where like, it was like multiple dreams in one dream, basically. And kind of like how this fucking series is, how it's like multiple games within like one game, that I thought it was going to be like one game, but you know what I mean? But yeah, it was weird because one of the dreams that I've had was like, I purchased like these, like I went downtown and I purchased like these clams that were on sale or something like that, like from a street vendor. And I realized that like it was laced with like fucking, just like bad shit. Like, and I don't even know, like, I wasn't the only one buying it. Like, it was on sale and a lot of people were buying it as well. And then they realized that it was like laced with some type of thing that would make you vomit. And then it was so weird. Then I had to like buy mouthwash and then everything. And then I got lost. It was just a weird fucking dream. And anyways, I don't want to talk about it. But anyways, yeah. So basically, TSW ended up winning. So I'm not going to make this video too long, or this part too long. And I'm not surprised because like the Brazilians team for fucking North America, they really, really suck. Because I remember like LTA North, they had like this one day where all of the LTA from North America, or from like USA and Canada, like the teams there, they flew to Brazil and they were off. I think this is in the fucking not winter, the spring split. And they flew to fucking Brazil, and they like annihilated all the Brazilian teams, and only one Brazilian team won. But it was just like a homage, because like it just showed me that the Brazilian teams, bro, they just suck. They're not good. They're overly cocky, and they're just weird. They're weird. And I already made videos about that if you want to go and see my previous thoughts about them. So like I said, these League of Legends videos aren't for nothing. I'm going to keep them up on my YouTube channel, and because I really like feel like if I keep making League of Legends videos, then it's going to like, I'm going to be like the next Casual, and then people will see my previous YouTube videos and they'll see where I was coming from all along. So it's good to keep videos up. Haters can go fuck themselves, because it is what it is. Love always wins. Anyways, that's not corny, but I don't fucking care. So, yeah, so fucking TSW ended up winning, basically. And I just want to quickly mention the whole like and this makes fucking sense now why they put this there. Because when I was watching it, I was like, why are they putting like this whole like homage? It was like all these, it's like a cinematic type of thing where it showed all the teams together, and it just showed how like, I was like, why are they showing Fnatic? Why are they showing like MKOI? Why are they showing G2? Why are they showing T1? Why are they showing like Anyone's Legends? Why are they showing like FlyQuest? Why are they showing like, all the teams basically? Fnatic, like there's a scene with Mickey X and the other dude from Fnatic. Like, I'm like, why are they showing all this? Like, I thought it was just supposed to be between KT and like, or not KT, but and they showed PT as well, I'm pretty sure. But why are they showing like fucking, why aren't they just showing like the TSW versus the Brazilian team? Because like yesterday it was the whole they did the same thing, but it was like T1 versus actually I'm not sure if they did this. I think they did, but it was just like a homage between T1's journey and then like Invictus Gaming journey. But then right now it was showing like all these 8 teams or whatever, and I was like, why are they showing all these 8 teams? Like, it was amazing cinematic, don't get me wrong, but I was confused. But now I fucking finally get it. It's because this day is gonna be huge. There's like, and there's more to come. Like, even as I'm making this video, there's like 3 more games left. So yeah, I just want to say thank you, Riot Games. They did one thing right, and because like I would have been like 4 hours late, honestly, like making a video if I just thought it was going to be about CSW versus the Brazilian team, because just like yesterday, I was like 4 hours late into making the T1 versus Invictus Gaming video, because honestly, I after that match I had to go to sleep because it was like 3 a.m. And then after that VOD, which was like 6 hours long, I went to bed at like fucking 10 a.m. I think. So it was like late for me, and I had to go to sleep. So I did the same thing today, and I am just grateful for Riot Games for making this format different, because now I can make a video and upload it as soon as possible, because there's still like 3 more games left, as I said. I pray to God. And then because like, yeah, right now as I'm making this video, it's like it's Hanwha Life's gaming versus Anyone's Legend, and I'm pretty sure Anyone's Legend just won. So I want to just quickly talk about the other games first before I move on to all that. So basically, yeah, so TSW Eddie, he did really, really fucking good this game. Like I said yesterday, I'm really excited to see his performance, because he does seem like a promisable player. He reminds me of Kareem from Top Esports. And, you know, when I was watching the whole like cinematic thing where it showed all the teams, I saw like Cream for a second, because he was posing with the rest of the team. Like Jackie Love still looks the same, but Cream aged so much. Have you guys realized, like, some people, it's only been a year, but some people age so much within a year? Like, I'm looking at Cream and I'm like, wow, he did not look the same as he did last year, and it's only been a year. Like, it looks like he aged like fucking 4 years, you know what I mean? So wow. And I'll talk about more about everybody, and it's apparently Peanuts like last time at Worlds, which is crazy, because I didn't think he was that old. Like, this dude looks like he's like just turned like fucking 20, you know, like he looks young as fuck. And in order to be a part of Worlds, I believe you have to be like 27. I'm not like 27 is the max age. I don't even fucking know. Like, let's just say like Bwipo is coming up there in age. I think this might be his last Worlds as well. I don't even fucking know. And by the way, speaking of Bwipo, like, there's so much drama going on with him because like of his whole comment. Apparently he like made a statement saying that women don't belong in esports, and he was being misogynistic and like sexist. And I'm like thinking in my head, that's not like Bwipo's character, because Bwipo can come across as a douchebag sometimes, but I'm too lazy to do that research. But apparently he did make that statement, so I'm shocked about that. So the fact that, okay, like FlyQuest, they were against T1. I'm just gonna put this straight up, and they lost against T1. And basically, like, I was just gonna make this video, like this part right now, about TSW versus Brazilian team. And so I'm gonna talk about the other teams later, I guess, because I have time and it's morning now. So I'm just gonna quickly pause this video and do more, like, see what is going on, and then I'll continue on with the next match after this. So I love you guys so much, and I'll stay tuned. One sec. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next match, which was CFO Flying Oysters versus Fnatic of LEC. And honestly, like I said, I did not know that CFO was gonna be playing, let alone Fnatic. So I was more shocked about CFO, because like they're the only team of this year that made it to all of the competitions, all of the international competitions. Not even like T1, not even G2 made it to all the competitions, because you know what I mean. So it's crazy, because like Hongq is the mid laner, and he's like an up and comer superstar that everybody is saying, because like he's really, really good. He didn't do that well at MSI, but at First Stand he did really, really good. I remember just them winning against Carmen Corps, because Carmen Corps was a really, really solid team, and the fact that they like lost easily against like CFO, and then Driver did that whole dance, the celebrating dance, and that was like a moment in fucking League of Legends history. Like, and he did the same dance at MSI as well. Like, oh my god, it was fucking hilarious. So Driver is the top, CFO is the mid laner. I don't know the other names of the other players, but they all look really young. They all look like they just turned 18. It's crazy. But they're adorable. Like, they just have like, I actually think Hongq did turn 18 this year, but everybody else, like, like he's like General Sniper's age, because General Sniper just turned 18 this year as well, you know what I mean? But General Sniper looks old, whereas Hongkyu looks like he's only like fucking 14. But regardless, and I think Hongkyu might be gay as well, so that makes me super happy because it reminds me of like another carrier. So it's good to see like other gay twinks representing. That's why I wanted Camilo from the LEC to be a part of Worlds, because Camilo is a gay twink as well, you know what I mean? So gay twinks gotta represent like League of Legends. Come on, like I'm a gay twink as well, you know what I mean? But anyways, so Hongkyu did really well in this game, as I wasn't shocked. Driver did really well as well. I don't understand why they keep banning Yanera, because I think that Yanera is just a champion where she is like decently strong, but she's not like fucking Aurora or like Yone type of shit. Because, you know, like all the competitions, including Worlds last year, everybody was banning Aurora and Yon because apparently they were OP. I really don't think that Yanera is as OP as them. Like, she's just, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. She's decent. Let's just put it that way. But anyways, so to my surprise, I honestly thought Fnatic was gonna win, because LEC, like Fnatic, like if you watch LEC, you always see that Fnatic's always like the top 3 teams at least that's performing well over all the other teams. It's always G2, Fnatic, and MQuay, and to our surprise, to nobody's surprise, that was the team that fucking made it. Those were the teams that made it to Worlds this year. So like I said, like Fnatic is a top tier team, and CFO I really know nothing about because I don't watch the LPL, because if they were to speak English I would watch them, but they only speak like Chinese, you know what I mean? I don't understand Chinese, and I'm not gonna like sit through like the LPL just like listening to stuff I don't understand. So nothing against like the LPL. If they were to speak English I would watch them. It's kind of the same thing as like Korea, like the LCK, they only speak Korean, so like, and there's like 2 versions of casters. There's English casters and then there's Korean casters. Thank God for LCK. They have like the LCK Global channel on YouTube, where the LCK English casters, like that dude with the glasses that just hosted the Worlds, they won yesterday, and then he was a part of the LCK. And then also there's Chronicler, who is hot as fuck, and he speaks English, but he's from Europe. He does like LCK for some strange reason, but you know what I mean? So that's why I do watch LCK sometimes, is because like they do speak English. So if LPL were to speak fucking English, then I would watch them as well. But anyways, so like I was shocked to see that CFO actually won against like Fnatic, and I have to say, Mickey X, like bro, like there's some days where he looks like so awkward and cringe, you know what I mean? But then there's other days like today he looked so good. Like I was like, not gonna lie, I was like fucking turned on, because I was like, Mickey X, damn, he looks so fucking hot. Like I don't fucking know, because the Flying Oysters, like all of them, like I said, they all look like just turned 18. They're super short as well. They're like fucking 5'5". Like I think the tallest is like 5'6". But like Mickey X is like what, 6'2", and all of Fnatic are like white European dudes, except for the fucking guy who replaced Humanoid. But also Humanoid was like a fucking 6'2" stud as well. But literally, like Mickey X just looked so fucking hot compared to them. Like, let's just put it that way. Like, I was like, damn, Mickey, you are looking fine. But anyways, yeah, he looked disappointed though when he had to like fist pump them. Like all of them. Resort even looked, and Resort was the guy who was appearing with Mickey that I was talking about earlier in this video in the cinematic. So that's who I was talking about when I said, oh, they're Fnatic guys. So I just don't know all these names off by heart, but it was definitely Resort. But anyways, yeah, Fnatic, like they ended up losing, so that sucks for them. But I don't think this is a knockoff stage where like the team that loses the best one, I don't think that they're gonna get eliminated. I could be wrong, maybe they are. It's just like I have to like watch the whole thing from the beginning to end to like figure out the fucking format, because I still don't know how the format works. But I'm just giving off my opinion for now. So yeah, I'll get back to the 3rd match soon. So that's all for Fnatic, and I will be talking about the next match after this. Okay, so moving on to the 3rd match. Is the 3rd match? I lost fucking count, but it was between KT, who I always get confused because like I know that they're a solid team because I always see them in international competition. So for them to make it that far on a consistent basis. Like, I know that they're a solid team, but I always get them confused with like the LPL, but they're actually from the LCK, North Korea or Korea. So basically, they're going up against Movistar Koi. And Movistar Koi, like I said, is similar to like Fnatic and G2 for the LEC. They're always like the top 3 teams. They actually beat Carmen Corps of fucking MSI this year, and that shocked everybody. Because basically, I was actually gonna make a video about this topic earlier, a couple days ago, but I just didn't think it would get that much views. But speaking of Carmen Corpse for the first time, of this whole series, even though they're not even in Worlds this year, but like Vladdy from Carmen Corpse, like got tilted so bad apparently that his team Carmen Corpse didn't make it to Worlds this year because, you know, they were on such a high at the beginning of this year. They came in second place for first stand, and he was playing alongside Khalees, who's like this up and coming rookie superstar, kind of like Hong Q. And like Vladdy just got so pissed off that they didn't make it to MSI first of all because they got defeated by Movistar Koi basically. And now Movistar Koi defeated them again, and they are replacing Carmen Corpse to go to Worlds. So Vladdy got really pissed off about that. And Vladdy, if you guys don't know, I believe he's the mid laner for Carmen Corpse. So he has a really, really cocky ego, and he just like wants to rage quit like fucking Carmen Corpse. And I'm like thinking, bro, you already made it to first stand. You don't need to fucking quit the team just because you didn't make it to 2 other tournaments. Like, get off your high horse, Vladdy. So it's just funny. But anyways, so Movistar Koi ended up losing against KT, and I wasn't shocked because KT is kind of like a silent dark horse. Like, you don't know really much about them because they're not like that popular, because like they're competing up against like Hanwha Life, who also made it to Worlds, and T1, you know, who is the most popular team of all time. So KT is always like that dark horse where they do perform really well, but you just really don't know them that well. That's my understanding of them. See, like me watching Worlds last year and like all of these like LEC, like LCK throughout this year, I do know some research. So it's not like I'm making these League of Legends videos for nothing. So don't fucking be a fucking hater and like hate on me just because I'm like beginning and I don't know like the whole terms and linguals, but I do know some shit, okay? So yeah, KT, like I think my prediction is that they're gonna actually do well this year because, like I said, to not my surprise, but KT ended up winning against Movistar Koi. And I gotta say, the Movistar Koi fucking fan base is a bunch of like straight white dudes that are like really good looking, but like they're from Europe. And there's this one guy in the audience who was like so fucking cocky, he was sitting beside this weird Asian girl that was hiding her face, but literally, I don't know if they were a couple or not, but it was just fucking weird. And also, like, the guy was so cocky thinking that Movistar Koi was gonna win, and then they ended up losing. And I'm like, these fucking, they remind me of like the Carmen Corpse fan, because, you know, like in first stand, the LCK is mostly like Korean people who keep, like, the Asian guys of Korea, they're really, really respectful. They don't like cheer at the, like some do, but most of them like just are like noble and quiet, and they just like silently show, like, they don't have to scream at the top of their lungs, whereas like these white European dudes, like if you saw first stand competition, like you'll see like what I'm talking about, like all these white dudes like from Europe, they're just so loud and obnoxious, and they'll like just scream at the top of their lungs. That's what this guy was doing, and he was sitting beside this weird Asian girl. It was really cringe. And then on top of that, like, he was thinking that MKOI was gonna win, but they ended up losing, and they ended up losing pretty damn bad. Like, I thought that Movistar Koi could have a chance because they're not like bad or anything. It's just like throughout like Fnatic and G2, they're always like the third team. Like, they're always the last team of the best. You know what I mean? That's how I see them. Like, so, like I said, I'm not shocked that they ended up losing, and I'm not really going to talk too much about this match because it was kind of boring, honestly. But I'm honestly excited to learn more about KT. And apparently, one dude, it I saw like in a short clip that in the first time in Worlds, in all of the Worlds competition history, and Worlds has been going on for like fucking 15 years or something, like, or like 10 years at least. I don't even fucking know. So Worlds has been going on for a long time. It's just last year that I started covering it for the first time. So this is my second time covering it. So I'm not sure like how many years Worlds has been around, but it was the first time ever that a player like dropped out. So I think it was a player from the, because I'm, is it like the substitute? I don't even fucking know what they're called. It's the same thing with 100 Thieves Dopla. I think that's his name. He substituted for General Sniper. So I think the substitute for Movie Star Koi, he like dropped out last minute. So he's no longer gonna be a part of the team. And that was the first time ever in world history that someone like dropped out. So I was shocked to hear that. So yeah, that's basically it. So I'm gonna move on to the next match after this. So I hope I'm not disappointing any KT or Movie Star Koi fans out there with such a short analysis. Just because like, I mean, I do like them, but they're just, like I said, they're not like the top tier team. So I really don't have much to say about them. All I can say is that Supa is a stud. So that's all I can say. So I'm gonna move on to the next match now. Okay, so for the next fucking game after this was 100 Thieves versus BLG. And this honestly is one of the biggest shocking outcomes I think that has ever been a part of Worlds. Even like last year as well. Because like I'm talking about like all of Worlds overall, like throughout all the years of Worlds. Like basically what I'm trying to say is, to everybody's surprise, 100 Thieves ended up winning against BLG. And that is so shocking because BLG, to me, from what I've gathered, BLG is like the most, like, one of the best teammates, or not teammates, but one of the best teams of all time. Because, like, last year, they were the runner-up against T1. You know, they're kind of like a dark horse as well as KT. Because when I was watching BLG last year for the first time, I really knew about them at Worlds. I really knew nothing about them. Like, I knew that they were like a decent team, but then they ended up making their way to the fucking runner-up against T1. So just like KT, they're kind of like a dark horse. So, and I realized how good they are because like it was like a 4 out of, like, it was like a best of 5 series of Worlds last year where T1 ended up winning. But BLG, especially Knight, like Knight is an amazing player, but and Elk is an amazing player as well. But like BLG just needed to win one more game, you know, to get the title of Worlds last year. Whereas, you know what I mean? So like they're a really, really good team. They're like a dark horse, but like super, super good. So to everybody's surprise, 100 Thieves ended up winning against BLG. And one thing I don't like about BLG is I think his name is Ben. He's like the top laner. He gives me like that, like, it's just like, I love Asian dudes, don't get me wrong. Like, it's just like this guy right here. He's like the type of Asian dude that I don't like. He reminds me of like Panzer Dragon. Like, he just has like that cocky persona. Like, he thinks that he's better than everybody else. He, like, if you were to work with him, I used to work at a call center with a guy like him, and he just gives off like that douche, she's straight, like young Asian guy who just thinks that he's better than everybody else. Like, go for, and he's probably homophobic as well. Like I don't like guys like that. So Ben, I just don't like him. I'm sorry. He has like the cocky attitude. He's the only player that I don't like for BLG. And so I'm not really mad. Like, I think that they need to get rid of Ben, and all the casters love Ben for some strange reason. I don't even know. Like, I always hear like Shocks just appreciate like how good of a player he's. Like, bro, he's not even good. Like, what the fuck? And anyways, so yeah, I want to talk about 100 Thieves Sniper Wolf, or I keep thinking it's the YouTuber. Her channel is called Sniper Wolf. She's like that girl that had like drama last year, but like General Sniper, that's his name. Fuck. I want to know like what happened with him. I tried doing research, but I couldn't find a reason why he like was not available for the whole summer split. He got taken over by is it Dokla or Dopla? I'm not sure. I think it's Dokla. But he's like a really good top laner, and he carried his team for summer split. So he kind of reminds me of Masu, because Masu, in my opinion, is like the best player of FlyQuest. So this Dokla guy is like the best player of 100 Thieves by far. And because I remember last year, I keep saying this, but 100 Thieves made it to Worlds last year, but they didn't even make it through like the Swiss stage, I don't think. Like, they just got eliminated super fucking early. But like, this Dokla guy is like literally carrying the team like super hard, and I am shocked that they won. And this stupid fucking guy Shynock, he's like a YouTuber for like North America region, and he gets like a lot of views, but he's like the biggest 100 Thieves fan ever. So, and he's the biggest fucking clickbait title of all time. Like, this guy did that whole like shock face where he was reacting to the music video of Worlds this year, and he's one of those people that just do like a shock face and be like, best music video ever, question mark. Like, just the whole clickbait title. And this guy pisses me off so much. He's the biggest troll of all time. And then he was making this video on YouTube that got like a lot of fucking views, and it was one of his shorts, and he was like shirtless in bed, and he was basically saying like, oh my god, this has been like the best like win for North American history ever at Worlds. I'm like, bro, no, it's not. Like, this guy is the biggest clickbaiter ever. I fucking hate him. So go fuck yourself, Shynock. You're so weird and cringe, honestly, and you have like a Karen wife. Go fuck yourself. But literally, that's all I gotta say about this, because it wasn't like, I do like BLG. I like Knight. He's one of my favorite players. So I'm just disappointed that they lost, but it is what it is, because like this Dokla guy seems like he's on fire. So I am excited, honestly, just to see more of 100 Thieves because of this Dokla guy. I want to see how good he is. So yeah, that being fucking said, I'm gonna move on to the next match, because like I said, these aren't like my teams that I really care about. My favorite teams all time obviously is T1 due to Keria. I think Keria is amazing. A second team would probably be, let me think. Actually, no, you know what? BLG might be like top 2 or top 3rd team that I like out of all the other teams out there that I've seen internationally, just because I really like Knight. He's really a cool player as well. So yeah, I am disappointed that they lost. I wish that they would have won, but it is what it is. I don't think this is an elimination match. I don't think that they're gone. It's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm just shocked more than anything. So moving on to the next match now. One sec. And I really hope that like the quality content that I'm making isn't bad, because like I'm trying to like, I wouldn't say rush. It's just like, I just woke up. I'm tired as fuck. So just forgive me if I don't sound excited. I am excited. It's just like early here in Canada where I live. So, and I haven't eaten breakfast yet. So I'm going to be making breakfast soon. Once I have food inside me, then my energy will go up. So forgive me. I'm doing this for you guys. So on to the next match right now. After I drink some water. Okay. So on to the next match. I think I lost count. Is this the 4th match or 5th match? I don't fucking know, but it's personally my favorite because it involves T1 and it involves FlyQuest. So I'm not really a huge fan of FlyQuest, but we're going to segue into this series because, you know, how I was just mentioning how Dokla or Dobla, whatever the hell his name is for 100 Thieves, is like the carry of that team. I feel like Masu is the carry of this team, and we're going to be talking about Masu. Just not that much because I do think Masu is a good player, but I think he's like really cocky. I think that he has that attitude kind of like Ben, where he thinks that he's better than everybody else, and I don't like that. But anyways, so first of all, there's so much to talk about, and I already forgot. But whatever, I'm just gonna wing it. So, um, T1, like, I'm shocked that they're playing again on the second day because they played on the first day. So I would think that Riot Games would give them like a 2-day break for them to play again, because that's how it usually works with any team. Like, you see one team play and then you'll see them play again like 2 days later, you know? So I'm not complaining, but I really do think that T1 is exhausted because yesterday was a game of best of 5. Now they have to go again, best of 1. And I think they might be even playing again later on in the competition. I'm not even sure today. But fucking the coach of FlyQuest, the guy with the glasses, I'm not a fan of. I don't know his name, but I just don't like him. You know, it was weird to see him like shake hands or like bow hands with the T1 coach before the match. He was just so awkward and cringe. But fucking Karya being the person to get first blood. First of all, this game took forever. Like, the first blood happened like 11 minutes into the game, and it was actually Karya against Bwipo, of all people, because like you would think it would be like Karya versus Busio, but it was because they're both supports and they're both laning against each other. And by the way, it was so fucking crazy to see Busio face up against Karya, because last year of Worlds, I mentioned this like a billion times, like Busio is one of those like DL straight guys who just have a crush on like gay twinks like Karya, and he's like a year younger than Karya, and it's just adorable because like after FlyQuest lost against whoever they were facing against last year, Busio did this interview with Ashley Kane, who is like this LCK interviewer, and she was interviewing him, and he mentioned that he was rooting for Karya to win. He wanted T1 win because he really likes Karya, and it was entertaining to see Busio play up against Karya because like Busio like is a fan of Karya, and I don't think Karya knows that Busio is a fan of him. And this is what I mean when I say DL. It's like these down low like straight guys who like have a thing for gay twinks. Like it's kind of like Mickey X, you know, like Mickey X and Karya have a thing together as well, and Busio has a thing with like Karya as well. You know what I mean? And Karya just is not aware of these things. He's like he's so adorable. He just does like Karya, bro. You need to have a one-on-one like interview with like these DL guys, and you'll see what I mean, because they'll open up to you. Like, I want to see Busio and Karya be like in an interview together. I think that would be adorable, because you know, like Mickey X and Karya, they had that moment where they were both interviewing, or they were both like on camera together, and literally like Mickey wanted Karya to like lick his chest or something like that, because Mickey was all in front of Karya, like putting his chest right in front of Mickey. I mean, Karya, it was the hottest thing ever. But that being said, like I want Busio to do that, or like Lebrov to do that, because I feel like Lebrov is one of those DL guys as well. But anyways, so like I said, it took like 11 minutes for first split to happen, and it was Karya, and then T1 eventually like fucking annihilated FlyQuest. There was no competition. Like, it was like a score of like 25 to like 8 or something like that in T1's favor when it comes to kills. And yeah, it was like, I'm not shocked that T1 won against FlyQuest, but I will say that FlyQuest, like, a lot of people shit on like LTA North teams because like LTA is just like so garbage compared to the other regions. But like FlyQuest is a good team. Like, I remember they did really well. Like at Worlds last year, everybody was praising Masu because I think that was his first time ever at Worlds, and I think he was like a rookie, kind of like Kaliss was. I'm not even sure. He was only 19 when he started Worlds, and I think he's like 20 now. But yeah, he's a good guy. It's just like, or not a good guy, but a good player. But he just like is not a good guy. Like, he reminds me of Ben. Like I said, like he just is too cocky for his own good. You know, like he needs to tone down his cockiness. So them losing like is good, because like it will make Masu tone down his cockiness. And it was weird to see Bwipo, because Bwipo, like the walk-in stage when you saw them walk in before the battle, like Bwipo was kind of like doing that whole like fake nice Mr. Persona guy, like kind of like Hassan Piker, where he made a comment saying like, and I mentioned this earlier in the video, like he was in drama involving a comment or something that he said about like women shouldn't belong in esports, and it was just really misogynistic and gross, kind of like Andrew Tate, and it was just weird. And he was pretending like he was like Mr. Nice Guy doing like that weird ass like fake phony smile. It was weird. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I like Weeple. I thought he was cool, but I don't know. Like these accusations is not making him look good. So yeah, I'm kind of happy that FlyQuest lost, and you can tell at the end of the. I'm not even gonna talk about Raz. Like Raz is just a fucking. Why the fuck was like Captain Flowers and Kobe the casters of this game? Like, it should be like a mixture between regions. Like if they're gonna put LTA North caster, they should put it with like a LCK caster. You know what I mean? Or just like an LPL caster mixed up. So it was weird. Okay, and on top of that, Raz was there as well. So I'm telling you, Riot Games is like they don't care about their audience. They're just trolls. They hire these like homophobic casters like Captain Flowers who looks like a fucking troll, and that's why everybody's hitting on Riot Games, because they don't care about their audience. They just care about themselves. They just care about like douchey behavior like that. It's fucking weird. But karma is real, so I'm gonna let karma deal with that, and karma will last forever. So that being said, to my surprise, I don't have that much to say, because like we all knew T1 was gonna win. T1 is an amazing team, and like for them to win this bad, like they annihilated fucking FlyQuest. That's the biggest shock to me of this game so far, or this game in general, or not this game, but this series, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna move on to the next match next, because there's a lot. As I'm making this video, Gen G is currently fighting against, I forgot who they're fighting against, so I have a lot of time to edit this video. The thing is, I don't know like what the fuck I'm gonna like put for the thumbnail, because there's just so much fucking teams all together. Even if I were to put every single fucking player together, it would not fit on the fucking thumbnail. So wish me luck on how to make a fucking thumbnail. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Just if it's crappy, don't get mad, know where I'm coming from. So I'm gonna drink some water and move on to the next match right now. Okay, so the next match is Anyone's Legend versus Home and Life Gaming, and this would be like a really big match if it was like an individual, like T1 versus Invictus Gaming yesterday. But since it's like so much packed into one day today, I don't know, it's not really a big deal to me, because they're not like my favorite teams, but they are like one of the best teams out there, because Anyone's Legend was at MSI this year and they did so fucking well. I think that this is the first time that I've ever seen them, because I don't think that they were at Worlds last year. To be honest with you, I'm not sure which region they're from, but regardless, I did watch the performance at MSI and they were fucking amazing. Like, they defeated like one of the best teams out there, or like the best teams out there, and yeah, they're just really fucking good. But they're kind of like KT in a way, like a dark horse, not really compared to BLG, because BLG is really popular in my opinion, whereas Anyone's Legend, and I really like their name. I was saying this in one of my previous videos, that I think that they have the best name of all the teams out there. It's just so mysterious and cool, like Anyone's Legend, because like League of Legends, Anyone's Legends, it rhymes, but like, you know what I mean? It's cool. But once I do research more about this team, then I will talk about them more. But I think that by the time I'm making this video now, like as you guys are hearing this recording that I'm doing, I think that the whole series just wrapped up. I think that Gen G was the last game of today, so that just wrapped up. So I'm gonna not talk about this too much, because I want to upload this video as soon as possible, because I think that there is another series tomorrow as well, October 16th, so I'm excited about that. But literally, this is another shocker. I don't think it's as big a shocker as 100 Thieves winning, but against BLG. But because like Hanwha Life Gaming, they won first stand, and Zeus is kind of becoming like a big, like they lost against Gen G in MSI, because Gen G ended up winning, but Zeus is getting a big ego. Like, just because he won first stand doesn't mean that he's going to win all these competitions, and it seems like he's going into these competitions internationally thinking that he's going to win just because he won first stand. But bro, you lost against anyone's legend. Like anyone's legends, like I said, they did so well. Like they're like a dark horse. They always keep winning because that's what they did in MSI last year against these really good teams. And it's deja vu right now because Hanwha Life Gaming is like probably the second best team besides Gen G throughout all of these teams internationally. I would say that they're better than Team One, but like even though Team One did come in second place and Hanwha Life Gaming did really well or really poor in MSI, I still think that they're better than Team One. But so yeah, they lost against anyone's legend, and I'm not surprised that much. But I bet you Zeus is like fucking. And this game was long as fuck. It was like one of the longest games. I think it was like 40 to 45 minutes, and it was close too. Like it wasn't like Team One winning against FlyQuest easily. Like the score was like matched and evenly well. So this was a really really good game. If you were a huge fan of like Hanwha Life Gaming, then you would have loved to see this fucking game because it was action packed. But like I said, I'm not like a huge fan of Hanwha Life Gaming. Like this is unfortunately Peanut's like last Worlds. And by the way, I wanted to mention with 100 Thieves, there was this guy named River, I think that was his last game as well. So Peanut isn't the only one who is retiring after like this. And it's just sad because like when you hear someone retire, because like Worlds is such an iconic place and time in League of Legends history, so for it to be like your last, like it's just sad, you know. And Peanut is like young, so I'm just shocked that he's just retiring so young. But anyways, I don't know, man. It's just I get sad. I don't know fucking why. And why is like Busio from FlyQuest? Why is he like aging so much? He looks completely different from last year. Like it looks like he aged like 5 years, whereas Peanut looks exactly the same. You know what I mean? Zeus looks exactly the same. Like, Carrier looks exactly the same. Like, actually, Carrier aged just a little bit, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. But anyways, Supa looks exactly the same from fucking MQuai. So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about this too much because I want to just upload this video right away. And I just ate breakfast, so now I have more energy. Thank fucking God, bro. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm not surprised that much that anyone's legend won. Congrats to them. And I'm excited to see if they're gonna continue on this legacy, what they did with MSI of this year, where they are going to continue to win. I actually think that anyone's legend and K2 are going to be like the top 3 teams of like Worlds this year because like they're really fucking good. They're really fucking good. And 100 Thieves might be like 4th, but I think that I don't know if T1's going to win, but I think that Gen G might win again because Gen G is just a powerhouse. So I don't know. We'll see. Gen G is coming up next, so I'll be talking about that in a sec, so give me 1 second. Okay, so to my surprise, what's it called? I thought Gen G was going to be the last and final battle, but I forgot that G2 versus Top Esports was going to be the other battle after this because I just forgot. So forgive me, but G2, this is Labrov's first time in the Worlds tournament, and this is Skumon's first time in the Worlds tournament as well. And Skumon had his own like feature story, which is shocking because they didn't do that with Labrov. And you know, Caps has been on G2 like just as long as Mickey X has, so it's not Caps' first time at Worlds. And I still don't understand like the whole like every like Riot Games just has a thing for Caps because him and Faker like they compare Caps and Faker with each other all the time because the animation was all about Caps this year, and even the cinematic in the beginning of this video of this series today where they were showcasing all the teams fighting against each other, Caps had like his own like spotlight, and so did Faker. So like Caps never won any like Worlds ever. Like he's been in like Worlds like a billion times, and he's getting up there in age. And because I think he started when he was only like 19, 20, and I think he's like 26 now. But like Faker won like so many titles, you know what I mean? There is no comparison. And Caps basically is Caps is just sorry, there's noise in the background. I have to close my window 1 sec. Sorry, Mac. That was the funniest thing ever. I looked outside my window and there was this guy literally like cutting down a metal fence, literally like a block away. You can hear him because he's using a chainsaw, but hopefully you can't hear him that much now because I closed my window. But um, so yeah, Caps just isn't really a good player, so I don't understand why Riot Games likes him so much. It's weird, but yeah. So Top Esports like is a solid team. I keep forgetting about them as well because like I compare them with like BLG. Actually, when I was watching Worlds last year, I actually thought they were better than BLG, and BLG was like a dark horse. But now that I've seen what BLG is capable of, I would say that they're below just a little bit after BLG. So that's how I see Top Esports, and I think that they did have a roster change. Someone like got off of Top Esports and filled in because I don't know who it was. I know it wasn't Jackie Love or Cream, and to make matters short, basically G2 got fucking annihilated. It was very similar to FlyQuest versus T1 today because T1 like was a score of like 25-9. Like G2, bro, they got annihilated. Not even Movistar Koi, which is or Fnatic from LEC, not even they got like this like fucking like it's a bad day for the LEC. Let's just put it that way. No teams from the LEC won anything. But yeah, so I think the score was like fucking 8-35, like with kills like in favor of Top Esports, and it was just sad to see because I do like G2. I think that besides Caps having a huge ego, I think that they're and I think that what's his face? The ADC, what's his Hansama? He has a big ego as well. And I don't know. Skuman seems decent. Oh yeah, and Broken Blade also has a big ego. So okay, never mind. I don't really like them because I don't like it when people have big egos. So that's just my opinion on that for now. And it was just shocking because I totally forgot about G2. And Lebrov just looked so pissed off at the end. Like he just seemed disappointed in his teammates, and I just can't wait to see like Lebrov with Kyria. Like I can't wait to see their interaction again because they're both supports, and it reminds me of the whole whatever I said earlier, like Busio with Kyria as well. So yeah, that's basically it. The next match is the final match, I believe, of today, which is Genji versus a team that I forgot, but I will tell you in a sec, so give me 1 second. Okay, so finally, it's the last and final match, which is Genji versus... I can't believe I forgot their name already. Give me 1 second. No, PSG, my bad. So PSG is a team that I'm not really like fond of because like I don't really know nothing about them. I don't even remember if they were in any of the competitions this year, like First Stand or MSI or even Worlds last year. I just don't remember them there because they're from the LPL, and like they're a Chinese team, and I just don't know nothing about them. But it's not a big shock that Genji ended up winning over PSG because Genji is the best team like ever in my opinion. Like they're even better than Hanwha Life Gaming. So I'm not going to talk too much about this because everybody knew that Genji was going to win. But what I will say is that tomorrow is going to be a crazy day because it's going to be like basically what today is, but just matchmaking differently because at the end of the series of the games today, there was another draw show where, and if it was a different guy who did the ball pick, so I'm surprised why they used a different guy, but from what I remember, T1 is going to be going against CFO. I'm not really excited about that because they're both teams that I really like, so it's going to be sad seeing them go against each other. And then movie star Koi is going to be going up against Fnatic as well, which is sad because they're both from the LEC. So, like, it's sad to see like two teams from the same region battling against each other. And then, what else? I'm going to pause the video and just look really fast. So there's Top Esports versus 100 Thieves. That's going to be crazy because, like, you would think that Top Esports is going to win, but knowing how 100 Thieves just easily beat BLG, which I just said that BLG is better than Top Esports, I think that 100 Thieves might win. So I'm just going to quickly go down the list and tell you my prediction. So that's my prediction for that. KT versus TSW. KT, like I said, is a dark horse. And this is the first time that I'm seeing TSW, even though they did win against the Brazilian North American team. I have to say my prediction for that is that KT is going to win. Now this match is very, very interesting. It's BLG versus Fnatic, and knowing how poor BLG did today, and how bad Fnatic did, like Fnatic, I don't know, they both lost. So I think that probably, let me just think. You know what? I'm just going to say BLG is probably going to win because Fnatic, they're not looking too good. And then it's like PSG versus Home Life Gaming. PSG was the final battle of today against Genji, and they lost pretty bad. So I'm going to say Home Life Gaming is going to win over that. And then it's going to be Anyone's Legends versus... Hold on, let me just double check this. Okay, I got confused there for a sec because I thought that Anyone's Legend was just battling against Genji, but it was actually PSG that was battling against Genji. Yeah, so obviously Genji is going to win. There is no comparison, but Anyone's Legend actually, because they did so well in MSI, they beat like... Genji ended up winning, so... yeah, Genji is going to win over that. And then last is FlyQuest versus VSK. I think that's the Brazilian team that I was talking about earlier. And again, it's sad because like it's LTA North competing with each other, just like the LEC, movie star Koi competing against, what's it called? I have to double check, one sec. Against G2, my bad. So yeah, this is going to be sad, but it is what it is. So obviously... anyone that's going against the Brazilian team is going to end up winning because they just suck so bad. I don't even know why they're there. So yeah, that's my final predictions of this whole game today. I really don't know what I'm going to do for the thumbnail. But yeah, just I don't know, just I'm tired as fuck. So I'll stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and just like, please, if you believe in me, just do what you can to share my channel. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just tired, and this has been crazy. Just subscribe if you believe in me. Peace out.